On my first Live at 5 series, which is going to run all the way through July. And so I thought I'd take a sneak and start on the last day of June. And today is about names and CVs. So I'm just going to spend 3 minutes, bear with me, to talk about what names should be on your CV. So first and foremost, your own name should be pretty prominent on top of your CV. Too often I see CVs with curriculum vitae in bold or perhaps personal profile in bold, and somewhere the name is really quite small. Okay, it is about you. Your name is important. If you have a qualification, so for instance, if you hold a doctorate, which most of my clients do, you can be Dr. Emma Williams at the top or Emma Williams, PhD, but it's important to really put any professional qualifications up there so that people know immediately what they're getting. So make sure that your name is big and bold at the top. Do not write curriculum vitae. It is a waste of space, and every single line on your CV is real estate, absolute golden real estate, all about you. Curriculum vitae doesn't say anything. So you've got your name. What other names might we need on there? Quite often I work with people who have either very complicated names that they routinely shorten, or they are known by a shortened version of their name. So something like Liz if you're Elizabeth, and they're known as that commonly. So they would keep that. I would use the name that you are called primarily at the top of your curriculum vitae. You might want to put a full name somewhere on the rest of the document. If you have been known by a different name previously, so perhaps you've changed your name through marriage or something similar, you might want to put brackets formally and then your maiden name or whatever it might be, or you might just have changed your name because you didn't like your surname, whatever it might be. But to make sure that, especially if you've had a professional presence with both names, that people can then link the two together, because you don't want them to miss out on the things that you did before you change your name. And so that's all about you. Other people on your CV, other people's names, be very, very careful. Like I say, every single line is golden real estate about you. So why would you put someone else's name on? A common thing I see is with postdocs is that they've put students that they've worked with, and they've listed all their names. Firstly, I think you never know what that person's gone on to do. So putting someone else's name could be a little bit dangerous at that point, but also it's more relevant that you supervise the student or help that master's student through their project than necessarily who it was. So I would be inclined to collate those together. So supervise 4 master's PhD students, including one that went on to get a distinction. For instance, that gives me a much better snapshot of who you are as a student supervisor / mentor than listing everyone's names and projects, which takes a lot of space. And if you're looking at a CV that takes 2 pages, you're going to run out of space. So it's a good way of collating it as well. Another set of names that crops up on our CVs are our referees. So referees write references, and a great sad way of losing lots of space is to put the names of your referees and their addresses and their emails. You've already used, kind of a good paragraph's worth of space on other people. I always encourage people who are applying to either put the referees in the application form if asked for, or to just say available on request. That way you control the process. And if you are a postdoc reaching the end of your contract, you're going to be applying to lots and lots of things. You don't necessarily want those people bothered at every single stage. You want them to be asked for a reference when it really matters. So when people are taking your application seriously. So if you control the process, you know who is asking for referees, comments, and you can warn your referees. You can tailor your referees to the different positions. So it might be more relevant to have one person give a reference for one type of job and a different one give you a lovely reference for a different type of job. So I would keep them off. So some simple things about names on CVs. If you want to move on, then I can help you, and I have a free email challenge to get you moving if that contract clock is going tick, tick, tick very loudly. Okay, watch out for me again at 5 o'clock throughout July, and have a